and welcome back to the Forager Chick channel. Hi, I'm Anne-Marie, for those of you that are new here. We share all things foraging, homesteading, baking, anything you can think about. It usually revolves around food and foraging. Today, though, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some mushrooms, specifically reishi mushroom. This is a reishi mushroom. This one is Ganoderma tsugae. And a friend of mine invited me over just a couple of days ago. Actually, was it yesterday? Now I can't even remember if it was yesterday or the day before, to pick some of these beauties. And I got like five of them. And I wanted to just tell you a little bit about them before I show you what I'm going to do, because we need to preserve these right away. Actually, I should have done it yesterday, but there's still plenty of time to do it today. So reishi mushroom is a very hard conch-like mushroom, and you can see it has pores on the backside. This particular variety species has a stem that's very burgundy in color, and the top can be shiny. I did not shine this. This is what it looks like. It's varnishy on top, and sometimes they have even more colors on them. And then the younger one, that's actually not a younger one. It's actually an older one, even though it's smaller. But sometimes they could be shades of the dark brown with a little bit of the yellow. It's really young. It's going to have a margin right here that's very white. You can see a little bit of the white on that one, but the younger ones have a fully white margin. And then the pores do stain when you touch them. So this mushroom can be very hard and difficult to deal with unless you do it the first day, because otherwise, if I left this around for about a week, it's going to turn hard as a rock. So we're going to show you what we do with it in just a moment. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what it's good for. So reishi is known, especially in Asia, as the mushroom of immortality, or queen of the mushrooms. There's another name for it. In traditional Chinese medicine, this mushroom has been used medicinally for over 2,000 years. So I know there are some people out there, some mycologists, who say mushrooms are not medicinal, blah, 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 blah. But I'm here to tell you, yes, they are. So what is it good for? It's in the family of adaptogens. And adaptogens help your body deal with stress. And I don't necessarily mean just the kind of stress where, you're overworked, overtired, the kids are driving you crazy, you have not enough hours in a day. Not that kind of stress, although it will help a little bit to calm you down. I'm talking about stresses in your body. So reishi specifically works on the cardiovascular system and the endocrine system. So with the cardiovascular system, it'll help lower cholesterol, even out things, even out your blood pressure. And with the endocrine system, which is all of our stress hormones, it'll help that as well and calm everything down. So also, it's good for allergies. Who knew? I know. I think it's like, I'm trying to remember the dosage for allergies. I want to say it's like 1,000 milligrams of the dual extracted powder. I can't quite remember. I think that's right, but I could always put that in the description as well. Medicinal mushrooms, and specifically with the reishi, have a high level of polysaccharides and triterpenes, and so they work on different things. And I know you're like, oh my God, what are those words? So with the polysaccharides, it's like a long chain sugar, and specifically the beta-glucans. And you might have heard me talk about that before with shiitake, which has a high level of beta-glucans as well. So the polysaccharides work as more of an immunomodulator. So it helps to balance out, again, that word, balance out your immune system so that your immune system can stay nice and strong. I did just find out, which is kind of cool, that reishi is also good for the skin. Since it's called the mushroom of immortality, it helps with longevity. And where do we show signs of aging first? Usually on our face, right? In the form of wrinkles, age spots, all those kinds of things. That's because we have a lot of dermal oxidation. And reishi can help kind of reverse that a little bit. I don't mean that you're going to lose 20 years off your life, but if it could stop that aging process or slow it down just a little bit, hey, why not? So maybe take a little reishi daily, or infuse it in a skincare cream. I'm working on something right now too, so it's really exciting with this skincare cream. I haven't thought about putting reishi in, but now I might since I started reading about it. Why not? But the one I have going, I mean, I'll tell y'all about it soon. And let me just think if there was anything else about, oh, I did learn this too, just today actually. If you are taking reishi as a supplement, it's good to also take vitamin C. Vitamin C will help you absorb the reishi better. That's kind of cool, isn't it? We've heard that before with certain supplements. It's good to add a certain vitamin or not to take milk with this or orange juice with this. Don't ask me what it is because I don't take medicine. But so if you are taking reishi, just add some vitamin C to it. And now reishi mushroom, this is not the kind of mushroom you're going to eat. It's very bitter. And like I said, it's hard to cut up and, it's very corky like. But you can either tincture it or you can make a tea with it. You could also buy a dual extracted powder. And I actually buy a dual extracted powder from a friend of mine. And you could also get it commercially through Sigmatic. And they have like these neat little hot chocolates and coffee. So it's really good to just mix it in with that. You could also mix it in with a smoothie. I also have a Sigmatic smoothie mix, not smoothie mix, what is it called? Sigmatic protein powder. And it has reishi in there as well, along with a whole bunch of other mushrooms and herbs. And I love to take that because it does give me a little extra boost and I don't have to worry about, did I take this tincture today? Did I take my cordyceps, which I do take my cordyceps almost every day? Did I take my reishi at night with my hot chocolate or with tea? So this way I have it all in one, which makes it easy. So I'll leave a link for them down below too because they are one of my favorite mushroom companies. So I'm going to show you a close-up of what I do with these mushrooms to prepare them for the dehydrator. So here we go. Okay, so what we have to do first is we have to break off the stem. Pretty hard. Usually I'll take the stems and I'll attempt to cut them up if I can. I probably won't be able to do it with the knife. We'll see. Otherwise I'll use some pruners. And then I already started one here. See that? Sliced it up. I just stand it up on its side. I use a bread knife. This kind of knife, and I just try to cut them as thin as possible. To hear it, they're quite hard. This one I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get. All right, let me try to cut that stem anyway while we're here. Yeah, there you go. So you can kind of, I think my hand pruners are definitely going to work a lot better. Not gonna cut. All right, we're gonna leave that aside. Let's work on the next one. Take this off. And let's cut this one. So what I'm gonna do, sorry, they're gonna do you hear that one? Holy mackerel. That one's already getting too hard. Sorry guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna then put them on my dehydrator. And it's not going to take a few hours for them to dry. See that? I'm going to lay them over here on the dehydrator. Now you can air dry them, but I would not suggest it. If you try to air dry these guys, sometimes what happens is, let's see if there's any on here. See those holes? Those holes right there? There was a critter in there. That critter probably laid some eggs. So if you air dry this, those eggs are going to hatch. And then you might as well just throw away the whole batch. So by dehydrating them, it kills them. So yeah. So let's get back to this one. This one was really difficult. There it goes. And you get a little bit of a workout doing this. That one should probably get a little thinner. Hopefully I don't find any more critters, because I did find one critter in here already. We're gonna see. We're gonna try this one right here and just see if there is a critter. Bah. Well, that one's much easier to cut. The other one that I had that was quite hard, I bet you that was that first one. When I was picking these, one had fallen over probably the day before. So I think that other one that I did probably was sitting there for a day. Okay. See that flesh in there? But it's still very corky. Looks like wood, doesn't it? I'll put those on there. And let's get over here on this one. So what I'll do, like I said, put them in a dehydrator, dry them for a couple hours. Then I will store them in glass jars until I need to use them. With these, I will make a tea. It's called a decoction when you do that kind of tea, because you have to simmer it in water, not just pour boiling water over it. Or what I like to do when I'm making my chicken bone broth, I will go ahead and take probably like three or four slices of these, and then I will put it in with the chicken bones and all the veggies and stuff like that, and let it infuse those polysaccharides into my soup broth. But you don't want to put too many. Again, it's bitter, and we don't want that in there. So I'm almost done here. I'm going to save this little itty bitty one, just as like for class to show and tell. Still don't know what I'm going to do with these big stems later. Alright, we'll cut this. Another squeaky one. Sorry, guys. If you guys have done this before, and you have an easier method, I would love to know. And if you wait too long, like I said, it'll be hard as a rock. And then you'll have to use like a electric saw. Nope, I'm not doing that. Probably would have cut my fingers off if I tried that. Okay, looks like there's something in there. Looking in that little piece. They do. I don't know if you can see that. Kind of looks like little tiny eggs. Cutting that piece off. Because I saw it, sometimes I could be a little squeamish still. I don't want it in there. So, where do reishi mushrooms grow? Well, here in the southeast, we have, like I said, this was Ganoderma tsugae. I'm pretty sure it's tsugae. Possibly. Could be courtesy eye, but I don't think so. I think it's tsugae. They typically grow on hardwoods, hemlocks, oaks, not poison hemlock, just hemlock trees, oaks, I believe hickory. So if you have a dead or dying tree, something is going to take over that tree and help it decompose, and reishi is one of those. And usually, if you find some reishi mushrooms on a tree, you're going to see it there for just a couple of years till the tree is all dead. There we go. So, I know that doesn't seem like too much, but it's a good amount. And I'm going to store it up. Well, first I'm going to dehydrate it. And when you dehydrate it too, I didn't mention temperature. You want it low like you would do vegetables. So maybe like 125, and check on it. I'm going to set it for about 2 to 3. I'll probably set it for 3 hours to be sure. And then when they cool out of the dehydrator, I'll go ahead and store them in a glass jar. I'll date them. And did you know dried mushrooms are not like vegetables and herbs? These can stay in that jar for years and still be effective. Isn't that cool? So I learned that for sure, and hopefully there were no critters in there. Except for that where I dumped that one that had the little eggs. I'm sure those were eggs. Well, you know, the mushrooms are the only thing with moisture out in the woods right now. And it hasn't rained here in over a week. I don't even know when it rained last. So critters will find anything that has moisture in it and go for it. So I did want to tell you, oh yeah, I wanted to show you 2 books. Here's a close-up of the slices. You can see them a little better here. See, right now they're a little bit squishy, kind of, but they're going to become hard as a rock. And then I still have to do something with these stems. So I will do that shortly. But these books, I wanted to show you. I love this book and I always forget that I have it. It's called Healing Mushrooms by Tero. Don't ask me to say his last name. I'll botch it up pretty bad. He's the founder of Sigmatic, but I love it, and it has recipes in here too. Look at that chaga jelly bowl. Anyway, this book is one of my favorites for medicinal mushrooms, and this one, The Fungal Pharmacy by Robert Rogers. And I have another one. It's by Christopher Hobbs, and for some reason I can't locate it. I hope you enjoyed this little lesson on reishi mushroom. And are you going to go out there and find you some reishi mushrooms? Or are you going to take it as a supplement? Let me know in the comments. And please, if you like this video, click like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. We'd love to have you join us on the Forager channel. So you all have a beautiful day. Bye.